All right, let's dive into an absolutely incredible story of high-stakes political intrigue. We're talking about a hidden heir, a tyrannical queen, and a meticulously planned coup that would literally decide the fate of an entire kingdom. This isn't just ancient history, It's a masterclass in strategy and power.
You hear that? That is the sound of a perfect plan coming together. It's the desperate cry of a queen realizing, way too late, that she's been completely and utterly outmaneuvered. But to really get how we arrived at this moment of pure drama, we've got to go back 6 years. So our story kicks off in a moment of total crisis. The king of Judah, Ahaziah, is dead, and in that power vacuum, his own mother, Queen Athaliah, sees her chance. She doesn't just grieve. She acts swiftly and with brutal efficiency. Look, this was no subtle political maneuver. This was a flat-out massacre. To eliminate any possible rival claims to the throne, Athaliah orders the systematic destruction of her own bloodline, her own grandchildren. It is a terrifying display of ambition that cements her absolute and very bloody control over the kingdom. But, and this is so crucial, one person was brave enough to defy her. Jehosheba, the king's own daughter and the baby's aunt, snatches the infant Joash from the group of princes who were about to be murdered. In this unbelievable act of courage, she and his nurse hide him away in a bedroom, saving the very last heir of the Davidic line.
And just like that, the central secret is set. While Queen Athaliah is ruling the land, totally convinced she's wiped out all of her rivals, the true king is alive, and he's hidden away in the most sacred and maybe the most unlikely of places, the temple of God itself. For 6 long years, this secret is kept under wraps. I mean, can you imagine the tension? The rightful king Joash is living in the shadows of the temple, while a tyrant sits on his throne just a stone's throw away in the royal palace. Every single day is a massive risk. Now, the protector of this whole secret is Jehoshaba's husband, the high priest Jehoiada. And he isn't just hiding the boy. He's raising him, grooming him, and most importantly, he's waiting. He is the strategist, the mastermind, patiently biding his time for that one perfect moment to take back the kingdom. Then, in the 7th year, Jehoiada decides it's time. The boy king is ready. The kingdom has suffered long enough. So he sets his master plan in motion, a carefully orchestrated counter-coup that starts by building a network of powerful and, more importantly, loyal allies.
See, he knows he can't do this alone. He summons military commanders, Levites, and heads of major families from all over the nation to Jerusalem. And right there in the temple, they make a secret pact, a covenant, to put the son of David back on his rightful throne. The conspiracy is officially born. Okay, Jehoiada's plan is just brilliant in its simplicity and security. He splits his forces into 3 groups. 1/3 locks down the temple doors, another guards the royal palace to keep the queen contained, and the last third secures the foundation gate, controlling a key access point. The temple, for all intents and purposes, is turned into a fortress. And you can tell just how high the stakes are by the details in his orders. The guards form a human shield around the young king, weapons drawn. Get this, Jehoiada even arms them with the actual historic spears and shields of King David himself, tying this coup directly to the kingdom's heroic past. The orders are absolute. Any unauthorized person who tries to break their lines is to be executed on the spot. So the temple is on lockdown. Loyal men are in position. The moment has finally arrived. After 6 years of secrecy and a year of intense planning, the fuse is lit. And you just have to remember, at the very center of this incredibly dangerous, high-stakes political and military maneuver is a child. Joash is only 7 years old when he is brought out to face his destiny. So, in front of all the assembled commanders and priests, Jehoiada performs the sacred rites. He places the crown on the boy's head, gives him a copy of the covenant, and anoints him with oil. And in that one moment, the secret is out. Joash is officially proclaimed king. And the temple just erupts. You've got the soldiers and priests shouting, trumpets blaring, musicians leading everyone in celebration. The carefully guarded secret is now a very public and very loud proclamation. The sound of a kingdom taking back its ruler echoes all through Jerusalem. Of course, all that noise reaches the palace, and Queen Athaliah is, let's just say, alarmed. She has no idea what's really happening, so she rushes over to the temple to investigate the commotion herself. She walks right into Jehoiada's perfectly laid trap.
When she sees the newly crowned king, she just screams, "Treason!" But it's way too late. Jehoiada gives one final, very precise order. He wants to avoid desecrating the holy site with her blood, and his commanders follow it perfectly. They seize Athaliah, drag her out of the temple grounds to the entrance of the horse gate, and right there, they put her to death.
So, with the tyrant queen gone, Jehoiada moves quickly to solidify the new regime and basically reset the entire nation. See, this coup was never just about changing a ruler. It was about changing the very soul of the kingdom. The actions that follow are immediate and decisive. A new covenant is made between God, the king, and the people. Then, the people themselves go to the temple of the false god Baal, which Athaliah had supported, and they tear it to the ground, smashing its altars and idols. Finally, the young King Joash is escorted from the temple and officially seated on the royal throne. And after years of turmoil, the city was calm. I mean, it was a total reset of power, a brutal 6-year reign overthrown in a single day, all thanks to a secret held for years and a plan that was executed to absolute perfection. It really leaves us with a fascinating question, though. With a 7-year-old on the throne and his priest mentor guiding him, how is the future of this nation truly going to be reshaped?